Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. This is episode 8 of the Canadian Geekcast. I'm your host, Matt, and today I am joined by Josh.
What's happening?
And we got Steve.
Hey.
And Dennis.
Hey, howdy, hey.
And pulling up the rear today, we got Steph.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So each week we like to get together to discuss the latest video game news to film and TV. You can listen to us pretty much anywhere you can find your podcast. We've tried to make it available as many places as possible, just to make it easy for people to grab. And we try to have the show go live usually on Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays, depending on what's going on. So if you like what you hear, please leave us a review on iTunes or wherever. You can also send us an email with your comments to CanadianGeekCast@gmail.com. We may even read them on the next show. Well, I would say before we kind of dive into our topics, let's go with our question of the week. So this one actually comes to us from our very own Steph. And the question is, if you could eat any dish from a fictional canon, what would it be and why? So let's start with Steve on this one.
Blue milk, baby. Give me that blue milk.
Oh no, from Star Wars?
Creepy scene.
Yeah.
That was awful. Oh my god.
No. But there, as a kid, you can't deny that a thought didn't cross your mind saying, what did that actually taste like?
No, it didn't.
No?
Not really.
No, like
I was just
he just squeezed an alien creature's boob and pulled milk out of it and started drinking it. And
No, that was the green milk. That was the green milk in Last Jedi.
Whatever. It was so nasty.
It was that was I gagged when I saw that. Like I'd seen pictures of it, but I'd never actually seen the scene until that was just.
And he just looks at the camera and he's got like this crap eating grin and he's just like, and it's just dripping out of his face. Like, oh my god. Stupid Ryan Johnson.
Anyways, I really love anything flavored blueberry, so maybe it's like blueberry flavored milk. That's just that's where my mind went to. Don't judge me, guys.
Jesus. Oh man, I don't know.
Dennis, please save us.
I don't know really. I guess it would just be the mushroom from Mario. I just want to see what happens. Do I get bigger?
Which one though?
Oh, it's just the regular one. One that makes you bigger.
The red mushroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just easy.
I get emails like that all the time.
Okay.
Sorry.
Doctors hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Steph, come on. Give us something somewhat safe.
Have you guys ever heard of a game called Battle Chef Brigade?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So basically, any of the food from that. Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Yes,
it just looks so good.
It does.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like I pulled up a wiki and there's just all sorts of good looking stuff, and they've got very variable food too. I don't think I could pick just one dish, but go do yourself a favor. One, play that game, and two, the food looks amazing. So something from there.
Very nice. That's awesome. Josh, what about you?
Does it have to be a game? It can be a movie, I guess. Because
It's a fictional canon.
Yeah, I went movie.
All right, so from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, there's a scene where they're eating monkey brains, and it looks a little like Jello. And I thought,
That's not fictional. They actually eat that.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but
In real life.
the way they make it look so good, it seemed pretty fictional to me.
Yeah, they don't have the Indiana Jones spices and seasonings on it.
That's it. I don't know.
You can get brain Jello molds. And I have one, and I think if you mix, there's something you can mix into it so it actually holds its shape. I don't know if it's just like milk or whatever, but yeah, you can do it so it stays in like a brain shape and doesn't just go bleh.
Nice. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything. That's the first thing that popped in my head. I don't know. Yeah, that's it for me.
Another one for me would be the devil fruit from One Piece.
You just want to know how it tastes?
Yeah, I want to know what power I would get too.
Yeah, but it would taste. It would taste like it tastes really bad. There would be another word. It would be another word to say how bad it would taste, but I'm not gonna say it.
Matt, what about you?
I would have to say probably, because I like mushrooms and everything, would be the enduring mushroom or the hardy mushroom skewer from Breath of the Wild.
See, I was
You
trying
get
to
some
think of
nice-
something from
nice-
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that meat and mushroom skewer. That'd be
Oh my!
good.
Oh, you know those dishes made by cats in Monster Hunter?
No, can't say I do.
What?
Didn't play it.
What? Oh my
Okay, so
God,
the
in
first Monster Hunter game that I tried playing was the demo on Wii U, and maybe it's the fact that it dropped you into the middle of nowhere with no direction, but I had no idea what I was doing, so I was like, well, I'm not buying this game. This demo hasn't sold me on it on anything, so.
Well, in Monster Hunter, I think it's World, the new one.
Yeah.
You have dishes made by for you by an army of cats.
By your
And
palicos,
it's
right?
adorable. And the food looks also very good there.
Yep.
So monkey brains, eh?
I don't know, man. Like I couldn't think of anything where I'm watching it playing a game or something. I'm like, damn, that food looks delightful. So I just went with monkey brains because it stuck with me as a kid. That one scene, and I just watched Temple of Doom recently with my daughter.
Oh yeah.
And I got to that part, and my kid just made this look on her face, like I think it's gonna affect her the way it affected me, basically. So I feel pretty good about that.
Kalima.
Yeah, that movie was awful.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was alright.
I used to like it too when I was a kid, but watch it again now. You're gonna hate it.
I usually watch all three. I usually watch all three Indiana Jones movies one after another. It's like I do Back to the Future or something. So,
but there are 4 of them.
It's probably no. There's 3.
There's 4. It's like the 4 horsemen, right?
Yeah.
Right. No, if you ever want to see something, there's I see it on Twitter every once in a while or on Imgur, and it's just like pictures of food from anime. And just oh my goodness,
Food Wars anime, so good.
Oh yeah, true.
Go watch Food Wars.
Now, if it wouldn't turn me into a pig or something, all the food from the beginning of Spirited Away, yes, that would be, sitting there, I'm like, oh, those noodles and the spring roll, that just looks so good. And then, well, you see what happens. So
yeah.
I don't even know what to say
to
to
you
you guys right now. I'm just at a loss for words.
I would say we should move on. What do you think?
Agreed.
Sure.
Yes. All right. So our first topic today is we're going to be discussing the Ant-Man and the Wasp official trailer 2 just dropped not too long ago. How excited for this are you guys?
Super excited.
0.
Very excited.
I'm pretty pumped now too. I wasn't sure. I didn't like the first movie that much.
No? What didn't you like about the first one?
I don't know. It felt disjointed somehow. It just felt completely disconnected from the world that Marvel had been building. Maybe I had a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth because they changed the director there.
Yeah.
Went Peyton Reed, I think it was, over what the hell was his name now?
Edgar Wright.
Thank you. Yes, Edgar Wright. I don't know. It just something about it just didn't work for me. I love the end scene where they're Thomas the Tank or Thomas the Train. I thought that was wicked. I think that was a lot of fun. And the movie was missing a lot of more moments like that, I think. Yeah. And I just didn't really care for it. I don't know. But this one looks wicked.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've kind of like righted the ship on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? What do you think?
Oh, I'm super stoked. Same with Josh. I was a little disappointed when they got rid of Edgar Wright. I would have loved to see the full movie in his vision, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to do stuff that Disney wasn't too particular on, so disagreements happen. But I think what Peyton Reed did was great. The Thomas the Tank,
yeah,
the composition of making big things small, small things big. It's just comedy, classic comedy there. And I think this new trailer just nails that stuff, like with the salt shaker,
The Pez dispenser.
the Pez dispenser in the first trailer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super stoked. Watching the trailer, I'm really interested to see what how they introduce Ghost, because she is typically a he in the comics and very much an Iron Man villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the character's
I'm-
name? The bad guy?
Ghost.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I feel like they're starting to tread on territory where it's giving too much away of the film, because I mean, like, they already showed it in the movie, like, oh, they made it into the quantum realm. The quantum realm's been blown up. All this, I would have liked to have that been a surprise.
Yeah.
Even in the poster for the film, they show what's her name, Michelle Pfeiffer, who's supposed to be the original Wasp. That would have been a cool reveal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays Janet Van Dyne.
But that's with any trailer, right? If you watch it, you're probably going to end up getting spoiled.
That's
for a
true.
reveal or
Yeah.
two, so it's inevitable. But I'm super jazzed for it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It. I think
I don't know. Matt has not seen it yet. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it happens a little, like the next Marvel movies happens before. Like, I don't think there's anything coming out from the MCU that's after Infinity War, unless we're talking about like TV shows, which they don't really connect that well at all.
Right.
So
Yeah. Have you ever seen the infographic fitting all of the
Yes.
movies and TV
Yeah.
shows and what you have to watch
Yeah.
at what time and
In
what order?
order,
I was just looking at
Holy-
that the other day.
Oh my god, that's insane.
It's a
A lot
full-time
of
job.
people were watching all of the Marvel movies in like universe order before Infinity War.
That's what I did.
Oh really?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you started like the first week of January, you could watch a Marvel movie each week, and it would lead perfectly into Infinity War. The only outlier would be Black Panther, which came out in February.
Okay.
So you'd have to watch that one out of order.
Did you watch the Hulk?
I did. I enjoyed it.
it's the best Hulk
The only one I
movie.
don't enjoy is Thor: Dark World.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the second worst MCU movie in my opinion. So
What would be the first one then, in your opinion, Dennis?
Iron Man 2, it's the worst one. I hate it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa.
Also, Iron Man 3 is the best Iron Man movie. I don't know. I was gonna be like hard controversial opinions right now.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No, this is looking like it's going to be pretty good. I had a lot of fun with the first one. I quite liked it. I thought it was really it was very funny. Now I'm one of those fans that hasn't really read the comics, so
Me neither.
my opinion of the source material is kind of, or my knowledge, of the source material is kind of really sparse. But what I liked of the first one, I quite liked, and then seeing Ant-Man in the additional films, or no, he was just in Civil War, wasn't it? It was just Civil War.
Yep, that was the last one.
Yeah, and then so I'm looking forward to this one. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I didn't see the first one, and this will be wait until Netflix for me.
Yeah.
For me, I think this Ant movie has a lot less pressure on it because with the Edgar Wright and having a new director, there's a lot less pressure on this movie, and like
The first one didn't do, like, from what I've heard from people, they're like, if you're not super into it, don't bother anyways. So I feel like there's less pressure. Like, if it had been a blockbuster hit like Black Panther or like a really strong entry, I think it would have more hype around it. But I think the first one was kind of like generally feeling meh. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like mind-blowingly good either.
It is what it
Right.
is, kind of thing.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I personally like the movie. It's a good movie in my opinion. I really
Yeah.
like Michael Pena in the movie. Just
Oh my
the
god.
way he
Lewis
tells.
is so good.
He's so good. That's like my favorite part of the movie. And my reference to Ant-Man. Like I haven't read the comics, but I watched a lot of cartoons of Marvel, and my Ant-Man is Hank Pym. It's so weird to see this Ant-Man and the way they're telling this story, but it's it's an interesting way of telling it because like Hank Pym is kind of and if you read the comics, you know why he's like a very controversial character because
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say it, but he beats his wife. Okay.
well, you said it.
Yeah.
I want to say it, but I'll say it.
Yeah, I'll say it. And this movie, it looks very interesting. When I first saw the antagonist, I was like, "Is that Moon Knight?" But it's not.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah. It looks good. It's a very prequelish to Infinity War. I've already said that, but it's I'm interested in where this goes because this is like the last MCU movie of the year, and then we go right into Captain Marvel. So a lot of
It's gonna be a drought.
yeah. Unless the only superhero movie is coming out is like DC, so Aquaman and something else. I don't know, but it is what it is.
Yo, we'll miss Ant-Man. We'll see Aquaman purely for
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
He's so dreamy.
Is
It looks like he's mostly without clothes for this movie. So
But you don't want to get
10 out of 10.
clothes
I'm in
wet,
for the
you
plot.
know?
Just get
It's gonna be
lost
the
in those
water.
pectorals.
Speaking of Jason Momoa, when we were watching that documentary last week, I was like, "Holy moly, that's Jason Momoa!" And he was in the
Yeah.
esports. I was like, "Oh my god, there's Jason Momoa. He's so dreamy."
He's in town here next week.
Loves them. Doing what?
Comic-Con.
Ah.
I'm going to try
Nice.
and get his autograph next weekend.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Dennis will go there with the Sharpie. Please sign my chest.
That would be
no.
amazing. I will
No.
pay for you to get his autograph.
No.
I'm gonna get it permanently tattooed.
One of the other things that was pretty awesome about the Ant-Man trailer was the little back and forth that Paul Rudd and Lawrence Fishburne have.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how big did you grow?
Oh yeah.
Because Bill Foster, he's playing Bill Foster, who was, I guess, he was Goliath, and
Yeah.
he's had experience with getting big, and I kind of like that. I think that's gonna be a fun little scene right there. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Wonder how many innuendos are they gonna throw into that bit?
So many.
I hope.
I imagine so
They have
many.
to.
All of them.
Yeah,
Mine's bigger than yours.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's gonna be good.
Well, shall we move on to our next topic?
No.
No. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. All right. So our second topic is the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer. Trailer number 3 actually just dropped the other day, and I don't really have much experience in the Red Dead Redemption series, and I know you guys were ripping on me for that because apparently it's a game that I need to really play. But just from this trailer, I don't know. I might give it a try. It's kind of GTA-ish though, isn't it? Just on horses.
No.
I mean, it's
Well,
GTA in
I
the
guess.
style of it's a third-person open world game.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
It doesn't
Okay.
feel like a GTA game to me.
There's side missions that there are open world aspects to it where you can go do side missions. It's very non-linear, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could say that about any open world game that's
Yeah,
Grand
that's
Theft
true.
Auto-esque, right?
That's true. That's very true. Steph, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, based from my impressions, it's Wild West GTA. Like it's just silly, and my only favorite thing about it has been seeing all the bugs that came out of it. The first one, there were some good bugs in that first one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like Skyrim level, like
Oh, that's
hilarious
impressive.
bugs in the first one. Oh, it was so funny.
That's awesome.
So funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, this based on the trailer, it looks like visually the game looks amazing. This game looks
Yeah.
awesome on this.
It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, Dennis, what do you think?
I don't really have any opinion. I'm not really a fan of Rockstar's games, so I don't really care, to be honest.
Well, there it is.
I mean, I'm super jazzed. I think that if it's anything like the first Red Dead Redemption in terms of narrative, size, any kind of structure, that sort of thing, this will probably be a shoo-in for another Game of the Year nomination. The first one had one of, if not the best, narrative coming out of Rockstar, and also one of the best pieces of download content ever to be created, in my opinion. Anyways, the Undead Nightmares.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
was almost a standalone game in itself, and spun the cowboy open world genre and just made it like just cowboy zombies, and it was great. Just like a huge.
That
horde
sounds
mode.
fun.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
But I think
Nice.
Rockstar is probably going to learn a lot from what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5. They're going to implement a lot into the online structure. Probably bring in heists right off the bat, I can imagine.
See, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Being able to do like train heists and stuff like that, because that would be fun.
I'm curious how much of GTA 5 they're gonna bring in, because this is their first game in 5 years.
Right.
Like they milked GTA 5 for all they could.
Yeah, GTA Online, they melt it for like they have all the they could do anything right now with what they
But what I liked about GTA 5 is like it was really innovative and just silly. Like they never took themselves seriously. They put like a werewolf mode in. They put in like jetpacks.
The DeLorean.
They put the DeLorean. They put these really silly jet-powered motorcycles that could fly. They just went
really.
all out.
I thought
with
those
silliness.
were like fan mods or whatever. Because I've seen pictures of like motorcycle. Interesting.
That's actual Rockstar. Like they had good fun with it. But the problem is like to get those things you need shark cards.
Oh, okay.
or
So
you
need
could
to
grind it
spend
out.
You could, but no one does that.
It's all about pay to
Especially
win.
when there's so many hackers. So I'll be curious to see how. Like I think this is mostly a one-player game, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously with the online.
Yeah. Like I'm hoping they don't have the online problems that GTA 5 had.
Now, one thing I noticed in the trailer is is this going to be a sequel to the first one, or is this like
It's
the
a
GTA games are kind of?
It's prequel to Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, it's a prequel.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like 12 years or something before Red Dead Redemption. The protagonist, John Marston from the first one, is in the trailer. If you go back and like scrub through it, he's the guy that's being like held by a knife, and you see like scars across his face.
Okay.
So Red Dead Redemption story was about him going after Dutch's gang and bringing them in, either like capturing them to be arrested or killing them off. So this is the introduction to Dutch's gang.
Okay.
The character. I don't think that was part of Red Dead Redemption, like the first one. I think this is a brand new character. So his fate is probably going to be, he gets away or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, this probably won't be a day one purchase for me. If I'm lucky, it might even come out on Xbox Game Pass. But I think I might pick this up. It would be. I know Microsoft is really pushing for that.
I don't think it will.
I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that they've got a marketing deal with Sony in place. So.
Oh.
Yeah, in the trailer at the end, you get that little blurb about exclusive content if you pre-order on the PlayStation. So
yeah.
It seems like they're leaning more on Sony for this launch.
Yeah.
Bugger.
Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass. I hate that crap.
Yeah.
They need their money.
Well, the game looks great, though. I mean, honestly, like I'll probably have it digital, and Matt, we can probably work something out so you can give it at least a little try before you buy.
Sure, that works.
because I think you're going to really like it. I really do. I especially think that if you can get yourself a copy of the Game of the Year edition of RDR, play it, and especially like Steve said, you do the Undead DLC for it. It's super sweet. Like, it's really creepy and eerie. It's so much fun. I think you'll love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see. I wonder if I can get it on the Xbox Game Shop, the game store, or if I have to buy a physical copy.
You probably get it.
You can get it
online
from the store, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you couldn't. It's worth it.
Right.
It's a big game. It's huge, but it's a lot of fun. And the story is, like Steve said, it is easily the best story that Rockstar's put out.
Mm-hmm.
This one has some pretty big shoes to fill in as far as that goes, but I think they have spent enough time on it that they just might be able to pull it off.
It's going to be crazy to see because, month after month, you see Grand Theft Auto 5 still on the
It's crazy
for best-selling game.
Really?
I'm more than anything, more than playing the game, I'm curious to see what the reception is going to be and if they can capture lightning in a bottle again with this.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. Yeah, because the reason why GTA 5 continued for so long was the online modes. I don't think that's any contention. And also the player-made stuff.
Okay.
Like the player-made racing maps, the game modes, they're so innovative and there's so much in that game that that's why people continue to buy it, because they feel like they're getting good value, because they're getting 5+ years worth of content now.
Gotcha.
And it goes off pretty regularly, 50% off. At least on PC. Sorry, PC. But there's so many innovative game modes in it, so many races. The players are adding content. Rockstar's always adding content. So it's not like a lot of people, they pick up a game and then they just leave the servers. They just leave them for the players open. They've actually continuously added content. And it's been interesting. Not necessarily always good, but interesting content.
Yeah. Well, shall we move on to our next topic?
Sure.
Indeed.
Alrighty. All right, so our third topic is going to be a discussion point this one I think is going to kind of lead into our E3 episode, which is coming down the pipe in a couple weeks. We're going to sort of build upon this for the next few episodes before we go into our E3 one. So our discussion point for today is, when do we think the next console generation is going to begin? So who would like to kick us off with this one?
Sure.
All right, Josh, take it away.
I think it's going to be 2020 when we see the next console, next generation console, come out.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling it'll be Sony that hits first. I think they're kind of anxious to get out new hardware.
Yeah.
I still see it being the next generation being a full-blown dedicated console, but I think it might be the last one that we see like that. I have, just the way Microsoft is going, I think they're going to be really spearheading that as well, the big shift in that space. Just the way they're going with services or games as a service type thing with Game Pass and Xbox Live, and then you got Sony's PlayStation Now, which granted is not very good, but it needs. We're talking another 7 years, I'm guessing, before we get just a dedicated thin client type machine.
Yeah,
and I think Microsoft will be the one to drop that, but I still think that they have one more fully dedicated, full-blown hardware machine coming. I also think we're going to maybe see a little bit more AR type stuff in that generation. We're getting VR now. Microsoft isn't on side with it really right now, but I think they're going to have to get on side with something, and I think that'll come around. I think their system will be 2021 for Microsoft. And Nintendo, who knows? They might be able to ride this wave out for another 6-7 years, perhaps. I'm not really sure.
I think that's kind of their goal as well.
Yeah.
I think they're already trying to rush out the Switch, the second gen.
Swish?
Yeah, the Switch. The second gen.
Swish, swish.
The second gen Switch, after that whole Tegra bug that was found to that
Right.
pretty much permanent hardware hack.
Right.
So,
but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I know there's some people that are really, really confident that that this is the last full blown hardware generation.
Yep.
I think that we're still far from that, because it's just like myself, and I'm not the only person who has this. I have low bandwidth, right? Like I don't have the gigabit Ethernet like some of you guys have in Toronto, or even my parents have in Ottawa. There's still a lot of the ultra high band or ultra high speed internet service just doesn't have the penetration yet to go that way, and I think that they'd be really easy now.
You guys are like 5.
I just
Come
noticed
on.
that Matt gave me the look, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was just shaking my head. I was like,
Got it, yeah.
And so you guys are dicks.
Except me.
Yeah, no, you're fine, Steph. You're a perfect angel. Middle of miss dropping words last
Yes,
week.
especially after last week.
Exactly. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting, but like I don't think it's time yet. It's definitely not time to have something like that for the masses. But I also think that we might have multiple SKUs again next generation.
I think you're right. I think you're definitely right on that part. Multiple SKUs.
I'm maybe on the minority who thinks we might just get another half console. I think they'll just keep milking it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. I think the half console was kind of blew everyone's minds, and I think it was enough that people, the big companies, they might do it again.
Mm-hmm.
As a delaying until they can go without the hardware kind of thing, the thin client you're talking about. But right now the pros and stuff, they're still kind of figuring it out, the Xbox One X too. I don't know if the game developers have made stuff that needs more innovation at the moment.
Yeah. Like, I know that apparently the PlayStation 5 dev kits have started going out to some people.
Oh, really?
That's the rumor anyways.
But it's like, what more do you need? Because they already have 4K support.
Well, that's the next step is going to be whatever. Is it 8K next or something?
That's what they're trying to get out into the market.
Yeah. So.
But like, no one owns those televisions.
I know.
They're
Right.
way too expensive. It seems kind of strange to me that I don't think we need it. I mean, I don't know many people have adopted 4K yet.
That's true.
I completely agree with you. I think I don't know what else they want to get out of it except for maybe bigger worlds and cleaner graphics, right? But I mean, the average person, honestly, like the average person can't notice the difference between 60 and 120, or you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, but if you look at even PC, like, I'm sorry, but PCs are much more powerful than consoles. We haven't seen any innovation in video games that have pushed PCs to their limit. Like, there's games that are not well optimized, but that's a whole different issue.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing that's come to PC that is like truly innovative and that you need to innovate for consoles. Like, they're just barely getting like 4K, like we said. And like, the only thing I can think of is finally getting consoles to 4K at 60 FPS.
Well, we're already
so you no longer
that,
need to choose.
We can already get it though.
I thought you had to choose usually. Like, it was either 4K or 60 FPS.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes you have to put the power into like frame rate or resolution.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we need a brand new, like, I agree with you, Steph. I don't see the innovation. I don't see the need of a new console. Maybe just some back-end support so that developers can get a game out that they don't have to pick or choose whichever one they want. I think that the television market is definitely going to be the big sign of when we get a new console generation. I also think that this year's E3 is going to be a really telling sign for someone like Microsoft.
Mhm.
Microsoft has, for the last couple of years, been pretty soft on software and have been primarily looking at services like Game Pass and launching the One X. I think this one's going to be a really telling sign, whether or not they're in it to win it for games or if they're just going to keep giving us services like, you know, the controller design. What's that called, Matt? Josh?
Oh. I don't know.
But like, whatever
Anyways.
happened to Microsoft's like AR thing? Remember they showed that really cool
The
like
HoloLens, that's still out. Or
Yeah, they're still
coming.
working on
yeah,
that.
but they didn't really do much with it, and it was really cool. Like they showed us like 3D like Minecraft world.
It was
and I
never
like,
meant
shit,
for
like,
the Xbox though.
Oh.
I know,
No,
but,
but
like-
it will be. I think it's coming.
yeah.
And we're talking
that-
Xbox
my whole-
Design Lab, by the way. Sorry.
Thank you. Yes, the design line.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah.
introducing these services that are really great for players and everything, but they don't have the software to go along with it. I think for PlayStation, I've said it since the reveal, but I'm pretty sure Death Stranding will be the last game to come out for the PlayStation 4 or be the first game to come out for PlayStation 5, depending on, you know, the time. I think that's going to be the premiere. One way or the other, you can almost bet that whenever Death Stranding comes out, we're going to see a console shift for PlayStation.
I'm wondering if for the sorry, kind of side tangent, if we'll see kind of a Switch Pro, which is meant more as a docked machine, and it'll be more powerful, and it'll be like a docked only.
I highly doubt it.
It doesn't seem like Microsoft or Nintendo's thing.
What I could see happening actually more is a dock designed to boost the Switch's power, so it would have additional, you know, be able to drive more. I could see that happening as an accessory, because then they can then milk that. I mean, hell, you can buy a dock alone is like $110.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like they could easily release, you know, a Switch like a dock Pro or something like that. Easily, like
I would certainly like
$200
a
or
more
whatever.
powerful. Like one, I'd like a more powerful Switch, or two, one with a better battery.
I could see,
Yeah.
I could see like them releasing a smaller Switch, but a more powerful
Yeah.
one seems very unlikely.
Nintendo's never been about power.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
They've
That's
been
very
about-
true.
No,
They've
but-
been typically about multiple SKUs in terms of portability. Look how many DSs came out versus the Wii U. If
True.
anything, they're gonna bring in like a smaller Switch that has no docking functionality.
Yeah,
That's
they,
what I would see.
I don't know, because they're still supporting the 3DS. They're
Until
and
next year.
is it just at least until next year? Because
Well, that's what they've confirmed. They've
Right.
confirmed through the end of 2019.
right,
Just let
and
that thing
So-
die.
I agree, Steve. We're gonna get some haters, I know, but
No, see, don't kill the 3DS until the Switch battery lasts more than an hour and a half. That's my biggest complaint, because like the 3DS I can take on a plane ride and it'll last the whole freaking way, whereas a Switch will not.
Because your 3DS is playing games like Luigi's Mansion.
Pokemon.
Pokemon, yeah, that don't
Yeah.
really drive that
But
much.
I still need those. I still need those games like that last long.
I will agree with you there that the Switch, the Switch 2, we'll just call it Switch 2, needs, that's its biggest thing, is that it needs to have a better battery. But a smaller portable only version, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're
I
gonna
don't know,
get a
I-
more powerful battery.
No, you don't think it's gonna be Switch SM? S&M?
Yeah, S&M
What?
Switch.
Now Josh is interested.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's I'm
Pocket Switch? Switch Pocket.
Switchblade. I can cut my
that could be
wrist.
the thin
when you
version of the Switch.
Think about it. What are these consoles doing that the last generation could do, or what does this generation need in order to move forward? I can't think of a damn thing.
It needs more power for AR and VR, I think.
If that's what is going, yeah.
PlayStation's already got VR.
It
But
does.
it needs more power.
It would definitely benefit from more juice though.
But I don't think so, because if you look at the way VR is going to like standalones. So they've got their own processors, their own everything. So if VR is going that way with standalone headsets that don't need to be plugged in, that don't need to be tethered to something,
Mm-hmm.
then why would you need to innovate a console?
That's very true. That's a good point.
Doesn't the PSVR already have its own processor and something that boosts the power or something? Like I
It's
can't
got
remember.
its own
got
little box.
something.
I don't really know I don't know all the details behind what it does inside that little box, but there's a million cables.
Because the PSVR came out before the Pro, no?
Yes.
Am I mistaken? Yeah, so they needed to do something that would get it to the 120 frames per second before, so you don't get sick. So I'm pretty sure
still
it has
get
its
sick.
own processor. Yeah.
Like bad. I have a PlayStation VR. I've got 10 games for it, and I can play it for 10, 15 minutes at a time before I have to shut it off.
Are these games, are they sit-down experiences, or are they like you move?
It's all like everything. I run the gamut there. I've got like the Inpatient, which I really want to love, but I got sick after that one. I lasted longer in. It was like maybe 40 minutes before I had to take it off, but then I was ruined for the rest of the day. My eyes felt weird and I felt kind of nasty. Gran Turismo was unbelievable, and then I turned my head to the left and I'm like, oh, okay, gotta turn it off. Like, no joke. It was weird. I'm like, man, this is amazing. I was looking in the car. I'm like, this is so cool. And then I'm driving and I look and I'm like, instantly, I take this off. I gotta go. So I
wonder if
think
it doesn't
need something to fix that. I don't know what it is.
But some people are also more susceptible to it than others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As well. But yeah, the type of experience also makes a huge difference in VR. I know I went to a VR cafe with a friend, and we tried 2 different games. I played Super Hot, in which the whole thing moves with you, and I was fine. I didn't have any of that weird. I can't remember what they call it, like the dissonance. Yeah, the distance thing, because like you're moving with the thing and everything's good. However, my friend played this other game that was on a demo that weekend, and the body moves independently of you. So like it's like a controller experience, but your vision still moves. So it's this really weird, like he was very sick. He couldn't play more than 5 minutes of it. And I was like, oh, I didn't have that same experience, because of course the first game I played was Super Hot. So I tried that game and literally like I moved the character forward. And the thing is, like, not even just move forward, it's like turning as well. Your character can turn without your physical body needing to. And the second the character took a couple of steps in the VR and my body wasn't moving, I felt like the world was falling. And I couldn't do more than about 5 minutes of it.
It's the same with like Doom and Skyrim for me too. Like you tap or whatever to move, and I'm just like, no. Ugh. It's just because like, and it quickly, kind of jumps frame, and it just messes with my eyes. So and everyone's like, just you got to do it like small steps, man. 20 minutes at a time, and then eventually 30 minutes, and and then an hour, and then before you know it, you'll be good to go. But I think it's because the technology is not quite there to keep it smooth enough to not.
Kind of reminds me of when the 3DS came out.
Yeah,
I never used it.
I hated that.
Yeah,
I hated it
right away.
Me too. But yeah, the Toronto got its first VR cafe with like a treadmill type thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go check that out.
Is that? I've seen a video of somebody. It's kind of like in a treadmill thing where they just sort of stand in a ring. They're on a treadmill. They can turn and move, and everything they do controls their character. But they're just wearing the VR goggles. That's what it is?
Yeah, this one, it doesn't look like an actual 360 treadmill. It looks more like you wear very, very slippy shoes on this little like pedestal that has angled sides on it.
Oh yeah, I've seen
so
that.
It feels like your body's like you can full out run on it. But yeah, I've heard that helps like with the dissonance thing, so you don't get so sick. But
see, I want one of those. That would make me lose weight in like
right,
no time,
right. If I could run around Skyrim and pick flowers in one of those things, I would be fit in no time.
Oh, hands down. Move over, connect, and we fit and everything. This is
but yeah, like back to the console thing, like I struggle to think why we need another console other than we need to make money.
That's kind of
to sell a new thing.
And that's kind of how I feel too, Steph, is the X1X is one of the most powerful consoles on the market. We're only just coming up to a year, and like Microsoft, if anything, is probably closer to what Josh is saying. You know, this like games as a service type of thing is eventually where I think these are going to go. Where we're not, you know, that's the only time we're going to, or that's when we'd see a new console, and it'll go smaller, more compact, maybe cheaper if we're lucky. You know, but then people like Josh are going to start missing out because of crappy internet.
Yeah, and that'd be a shame. I think there's a lot of people. I mean, think about it back to when they announced the Xbox One, right?
Mhm.
And I know the messaging was brutal, and it wasn't really good. But he talked about how it had to be always on, and there was a very vocal number of people who are like, "But what about people who don't have good high-speed internet service? What about us?" Like that's
Not even that, but imagine all the people that, like, in a lot of places in Canada, you still have to pay for packages that have limited amounts of internet.
Yeah.
So you pay like 100 gigabyte or 200 gigabyte packages. I just looked last month. We on average between two people use 500 gigabytes a month.
I did,
and we're not heavy.
50 last month.
Yeah, but you've got more people.
2.1 terabytes.
I mean, we have an 8-year-old and a 1-year-old though, and they're not really using the internet for anything.
No, but yeah, like it's just one of those things where it's like if you have to pay, because we're already having to pay about $90 a month for unlimited internet, that it's like, you know, not everyone can afford that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't get to play games.
That's not how game companies work,
No.
though. They want to sell the most amount of games to the most amount of people, and that's not the way right now.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of messaging they come out with, because they're going to need a hell of a marketing team to say, hey, listen, we're shifting consoles. This is why you need to purchase this. I think like you guys were bringing up the One X. I think that messaging was great. All they needed was simply, this is the most powerful console that's coming out on the market. Here are the specs. You're not going to get this from anywhere else. And I think that was pretty telling. But are they going to be able to replicate that and say, hey, we gave you the most powerful console on the market, but now here's the most powerful console on the market.
The moster.
Yeah, moster. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People have humored this and said like it could turn into something akin to like a phone generation where you can just skip a generation. Then, you know, after a certain point your console is going to stop being supported. Then you do your upgrade to the next best thing, right? Because to be honest, I would be super shocked if the next Xbox or the next PlayStation comes out and they're like, hey, you can't play any of these PlayStation 4 games or Xbox One games. That would be
I could see Sony doing that.
Oh,
I could totally see Sony doing that.
They did that. They did that for 4.
They did that for 4, but now in today's market, everyone's expecting, hey, we are able to play these backlog of games, right? Xbox has been putting out the initiative for backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox. If they came out and they're like, yeah, sorry about that, guys, we're not going to go forward with that, people would lose it.
I think there should totally be backwards compatibility with PS5 because PS3 had the cell architecture and PS4 has this x86, and going forward, PS5 should have the same architecture.
It will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
all
AMD,
consoles going forward.
It's a great selling point.
Isn't it a Jaguar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great selling point because, like, you know, like PS4 has like almost 80 million, and it would be a good incentive to keep that going and bringing those users back, because, like, according
to Sony, nobody wants backwards compatibility. You know, nobody wants backwards compatibility according to Sony. So
but it would be smart.
I would be surprised.
It would be smart though.
It would be. So that's why I don't think Sony's going to do it. I would honestly be surprised if the PS5 has full BC with PS4 titles.
I would be surprised if Sony has PS5 has backwards compatibility simply because PlayStation has kind of moved away from that. Like it wasn't in the 3, it wasn't in the 2, wasn't in 3, wasn't in 4. And then the PS4 Pro was because it was like a half generation. But they like money. If all of your games are backward compatible, like why would you buy the 5? You know? It's kind of one of those
to play the 5 play new
But
games.
yeah,
the 5 games.
play 5 games. Yeah, like I bought an Xbox One to play, Xbox One games. The fact that I can also enjoy my massive 360 library, a good chunk of it,
Yeah.
and resume playing, a lot of these games is
Cloud
a nice
saves.
bonus. Yeah, the cloud saves
Mm-hmm.
is a good thing. I think Sony kind of tried to do with that. What was that, PS Now?
Yeah.
that
PlayStation
just-
Now,
Yeah.
and I think
was
that they'll
good
continue to
idea.
build on that.
Yeah.
But I wonder how much that, like, because we don't really know the programming side of it. I wonder how difficult that is.
Well, it was impossible
to
for
implement.
Sony to go from 3 to 4.
Yeah, because
process.
it's way
It was
different.
impossible, but
Yeah.
now they have that hindsight to be like, okay, we found a way to get some PlayStation 1 games on there. Found a way to get some PlayStation 2 games on there. They got to figure out a way to move forward to bring all those games to the 5.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen because like it's very difficult between PS3 and PS4. I think it's gonna happen. I don't.
Mhm.
It's just a way that it would just. I don't know. It would be a great move on their part because like backwards compatibility. Yeah, it didn't have like PS2 to PS3. There was a bit with one SKU, but it wasn't that much.
Yeah,
but
they
then it like
slowly
melted
weaned
the
it in.
discs.
Yeah.
Really?
It melted the discs in your
did.
machine. Yeah, because the laser was too powerful, so it melted the discs in it. So they quickly stopped that idea.
I have a thought, and I want to know what you guys think about it. If you, going back to the whole idea of like these being like cell phones, where you could kind of skip, 1 or 2 years and not get them. Why have they not? Like Microsoft is a perfect example for that. Why has Microsoft not made like an Xbox Live / Game Pass plan where you pay a little bit more money per month and then you over 2 or 3
you mean
years,
like
that
a
covers
combo
the
type thing?
cost.
You mean like a bundle?
Yeah. Well, like
Yeah.
a bundle, but you pay a little bit more and you help subsidize the cost of a new console. So maybe you pay $200 for a new console, take it home, and over 2 years you pay off the remaining $300 because you signed up for a contract with Xbox for Xbox Live and Game Pass. That's going to sell a lot more hardware, I think, and it's going to create a lot more subscriptions to their services.
Interesting.
And makes it a lot more affordable too.
It does. Right off the bat, it makes it a lot more affordable, so you're not spending $700 or $800, right?
That's a really good idea.
But it's a good idea, but I'm wondering logistics wise, like if how many people try to cancel early because, hey, I'm a student and I have to leave, or whatever reason they have to cancel, the legal fees and like the debt collection. I wonder how difficult it is to
Treat it like
not
a cell
lose
phone.
money that way.
Yeah.
Same
Because
thing
right
with the cell
now-
phone.
Exactly. I wonder if they look at that and they go, it's not worth the headache.
Maybe, but they could also offload that to service providers too, like internet service providers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let them deal with it.
It becomes a little tricky because then you have to get people to physically sign a contract saying these are the implications if you buy out of your contract or anything like that.
We
And
all have one in our hands right now.
Yeah, but you're going to a store to sign up for a contract. It's not like Xbox Live where I just put in my credit card.
Sure, but you're going to
information.
do that at like Best Buy. You're going to do it at GameStop, EB Games, whatever, or any place you can get the console. Or even if you do it through providers like Rogers or Bell or TELUS, like that's the same thing. They get to sell their service. They locked you in for 2 years where you're guaranteed to be a customer of theirs for the next 2 years.
But if you think of how many countries they sell in, it sounds like a logistics nightmare. Like you think of all the mobile internet
That's
/ mobile
true.
carriers in every single country that they sell their console in. It just sounds like a logistical nightmare.
You get
like
too
it
many
sounds.
cooks in the
I
kitchen.
think there's a lot of ways that
Yeah.
they could do it. And I would be interested to see what that would look like.
And then there's all this legality problem. Like if you look at how the Canadian government cracked down on mobile plans, like the Euro terms and all this stuff, like they have to keep up with all the legal things with each and every country. Like, oh, this one you can do up to 3 years. This country you can do 2. And
So
I don't know.
Maybe it's not something that's going to come out in like the next 5 years or so, but maybe in the next I could see maybe in 10 years from now, this could be a viable option. But at the very least, though, kind of, I think an Xbox Live / Game Pass combo where they're both at a slightly reduced price. That would be that Microsoft needs to come out with that. Like that's
Agreed.
especially with how much they're
I'm
pushing Game
surprised they
Pass.
haven't.
Yeah, okay.
I think we'll see that at E3 this year for sure.
That'd be killer. That would
Yeah.
be killer. And I don't
What
know.
they're gonna call it? We need a cool name for
Platinum,
Yeah.
it. Platinum.
Yeah.
Xbox Live
Platinum.
Gold, Xbox Live
Plat-
Platinum, or Diamond, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Matt, what were your thoughts on the console shift?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Steph. Is like, what do we really need another like a new console for? Like the One X just dropped. We've got the PS4 Pro dropped not too long ago.
2016.
Was it really?
Yep.
No
November
way.
of 2016.
Really?
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like it was that long.
it's not.
So it's a year and a half.
Okay,
Year and a
so
half.
still a year and a half. The Switch is the Switch. We're at what, a year and a half
A year.
almost.
Yeah.
Like these consoles are still doing phenomenal. Like the One X is visually looks amazing, and I don't even think developers have begun to even tap a quarter of that console's potential. Hellblade, I think, was in it, is come close just with how visually amazing that one looks in enhanced mode. Even Quantum Break looks unbelievable with the enhancements. But I would kind of like to see them go as as a service type of thing. I think that's kind of where I hope that we end up seeing them, but not right now. Maybe not for a few more years.
Or
'Cause
maybe,
I think
or maybe the dream is like the universal console. Like, I don't know.
that would be even better, but
Yeah.
that'll never happen.
It won't happen.
We're more likely to get crossplay between all three consoles first.
Not gonna happen.
Please come back, Sega.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting some interesting developments, but like with Minecraft is cross compatible with almost everything now.
Yeah.
And we're getting like mobile crossplay and stuff like that.
Yeah, between
But-
Fortnite and
We're getting
And
Xbox
everything.
Live achievements on Minecraft on the Switch.
Yep.
Hell yeah, let's go. Get achievements on the Switch. Oh, I'm so jazzed.
well, even it's not just that, but there's even other games on Switch that have achievements. Like I was playing like South Park's got achievements. Like it seems like it's almost kind of built into the individual games as opposed to being system wide.
Yeah, that's Uplay.
Well, yeah.
Oh, is
and
it?
another
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Another problem I foresee is like, in order to break the next frontier, whatever that is, it needs to be profitable.
Mhm.
VR is not profitable right now. AR, questionably, I guess Pokemon Go was, but for every Pokemon Go, there's like 1,000 other things which don't do well. Probably millions of things that don't do well. And it already costs a lot of money to make video games, and we're seeing less and less profitability. Like there's the top 3% which make money and the rest don't. So it's going to be hard to justify developers moving to the next frontier apart from the top of the AAAs. And
Right.
even then it's kind of risky, right? Like we're already from that documentary finding that 85% of the games that are the top profitable games are sequels.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be more and more money to develop games, we're going to see less risks being taken, I think.
Or more microtransactions.
Or more microtransactions, more DLC, more
Loot boxes.
loot boxes. Yeah. And for me personally, it's not where I want to be. So I'm perfectly happy to sit on PC for this.
Right. Well, shall we move on to our final topic?
Indeed.
Sure.
Alrighty. So our final topic for this episode is also Dennis's favorite topic.
It's my.
My
hope
favorite
you're
topic,
ready.
too.
I think it's everyone's favorite topic.
I don't.
Dennis Zone.
I don't know why you guys like it so much. It's just me listing out
It's-
games.
You gotta
It's your
come up with
delivery,
a
man.
Snazzy name.
Yes.
We need a jingle. We still need that like chiptune jingle.
Yeah.
Game releases with Dennis.
There we go.
Perfect.
Done.
All right, Dennis, take it away.
Okay. So these are the game releases for between May 9th and May 17th. But we're starting off with a game that was recently announced for its release date, Death Road to Canada, coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on May 8th. This was slated for April 25th, but was delayed to May 15th because of the Toronto van attack that happened in April, which was a very smart move on Yukio Publishing's part.
Mm-hmm.
And to make it just a bit more incentivizing, just a little bit more understandable, that they have a 20% discount being applied for the first 2 weeks after its release. So, so that's
Good on them.
Yeah, it's good on them.
Yeah. No, I think it was appreciated by a lot of folks up here.
Yeah.
Sure.
On to the next game, coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on May 9th is Siberia. It's an action puzzler, a very innocent game that follows a young girl out for revenge after her family has been murdered. So,
I've never done a game like that before.
No, that's true.
No.
Tale old as time.
Yeah. And after that, coming to Nintendo Switch on May 10th is Immortal Redneck. It's an FPS set in Egypt. There's
yes, those famous rednecks from Egypt.
Yes. So if you're an immortal going to ancient Egypt with a shotgun, you might be a redneck. That's a Jeff Foxworthy joke, so I just wanted to put that in there just to get one in there. So it has very frantic gameplay, Twitch controls. It's coming out to the Switch. Looks good. I don't know. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm just saying. And after that, coming to Nintendo Switch is on May 10th is 3/4 Home. It's a very visual short story set in Nebraska. Features a girl in her mid-20s going back to Nebraska to see her family, grandparents. It's a very visual novel-esque kind of game. It is
very good game too.
Yeah.
You've played this?
It gives nothing away on the trailer. It's just rows upon rows of like stick trees.
What is it, like a choose your
All
own
you're
adventure?
doing is it's pressing, like holding right on your controller and then picking dialogue options. It takes like 2 hours to get through.
Okay.
Really easy to get all the achievements. It's a short story. That's all it is.
Yep.
I enjoyed it.
1,000 points of achievements?
Yeah.
How much is this thing?
I got it during like a summer sale or something. I think I paid $5.
Yeah. I looked on it on Steam. It was like it's $5, and this is like the extended edition, so there's a bit more than the original game. So
yeah.
Oh,
Good story game, guys.
interesting.
Go play it.
single player games, great. And after that is Laser League. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC on May 10th. It's very esports looking game. It has like 3-on-3. There's lasers, believe it or not.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yo.
What a twist.
Yeah. It's a very esports looking game, but it's being developed by indie.
This could be my new Rocket League. It's basically Tron.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Oh no. Okay, I found my new Rocket League. Okay. That's pretty dope. Oh, it's not on Switch.
It's being developed by Roll7. Oh, I remember them. They did a skateboarding game. I can't remember, but it was a really good gameplay kind of game. It's being published by 505 Games too. So, yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
After that is Hyper Sentinel coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch, so really everything on May 11th. It's a retro-inspired space shoot 'em up. It kind of reminds me. There's a gameplay mechanic that kind of reminds me of Resogun, like where they it switches in different directions. So,
Oh, sweet.
yeah, it's kind of cool. After that is One Piece Pirates Warrior 3 coming to Nintendo Switch. This game originally came out in 2015. I remember because I reviewed this game. It's if you like Dynasty Warriors or One Piece, there's something good here. It goes through the story very summary. Doesn't go through everything, but it does it goes through the story arcs very and the emotion moments of each arc. So it's on Switch. So get it.
If I've seen just a
game.
few episodes of One Piece,
That's a
like,
reference.
does it go from beginning to end?
No,
Dennis?
because One Piece is not over.
Okay, not end, but it goes. Does it go from the beginning of the
Yeah,
series?
it goes through the beginning
Okay.
because we're it's over 835 episodes so far.
Because One Piece and Dynasty Warriors sound like it'd be really fun.
Yeah,
crossover.
it is fun. After that, we have Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC on May 11th. It's another Warhammer game. It's coming. Great.
I think I've heard good things about this one.
Isn't that the game that was delayed, and then the developer was like, "Yeah, by the way, guys, we're putting in like 90-hour work weeks, so we can get this out quick."
I think
I'm pretty
that's
sure.
the one. Yeah.
Pretty sure that was the one.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then everyone got super salty that was coming late, and it's like, hey, they're doing crunch.
Yeah.
After that, Battle Chasers Night War is coming to Nintendo Switch on May 15th.
Get that.
Yeah. It's another one of these games that's coming out from the resurgent THQ Nordic. So, like, that publisher is doing very interesting things.
This one actually looks really
Yeah,
good.
it
It's
does.
a fantastic game. I've got it on Xbox. I got it last year. It's a fantastic series or game. Just play it if you like RPGs.
turn-based tactics, yeah?
What's that?
Turn-based tactics.
Yep. If you like that stuff
Yeah.
and you like nice, beautiful environments and animation, jump on it. It's definitely one not to be missed.
Okay, is the anime just for the trailer, or is there actual
No,
anime?
there's
in
no like cutscenes. Not really. It's just like still frame. But you know what though? Like this was their first game. It's also based on a comic book series. And the dude who started the comic book series kind of went away from it and came back to it and started when he was turned into a game. And was talking to him on Twitter, and I said, I hope there's a sequel. And he's like, yep, there's going to be a sequel. So there's going to be more. And I think since it's done pretty well for them. And as long as it continues to do well, I think they're going to have more money to throw at it. And we might just get some really sweet animated scenes in the next game. It might be like a full game release, perhaps with full price. I think that would be great.
Okay, after that, Dragon's Crown Pro is coming to PS4 on May 15th. It's a enhanced port of the 2013's Dragon's Crown. So just bring it to current gen with a little bit more enhances for the current gen. So, and after that, Horizon Chase.
The last game has the best use of girl armor I've ever seen.
Okay.
Very functional.
Okay. After that is Horizon Chase. I don't know how to transition from that. Sorry.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
Just keep moving
Okay,
forward.
that's what I'm doing. After that is Horizon Chase Turbo coming to PS4, PC. It's a racing game. It looks has an interesting art style from the usual realistic racing games out right now. So that's
it's low poly.
Yeah. Reminds me of PS1 games developed now, in a way. At least that
It's very high speed, arcadey. Okay.
doesn't take itself seriously. After that.
All right.
After that is Little Witch Academia, Chamber of Time coming to PS4, PC, and PS4 in May 15th. After that is Omen Sight coming to PS4 and PC.
Why have I heard of Omen Sight?
Oh yeah, I remember this game. Yeah, I saw this. I saw a bit of it at PAX East trailer, so it looks interesting.
Why do I know this? Is it already out on PC?
It's coming out on PC.
Why do I know this game? This bothers me now.
Are you?
Oh, it's a Canadian dev. That's why. No, it's a Canadian dev. They're Montreal. That's why. Okay. I see their tweets a lot. That's why.
Okay.
Looks good.
After that is Forgotten Anne, coming to PS4, PC, Xbox One on May 15th. It's a anime style adventure game, so it's a very ambitious looking game because I've never really seen adventure game done with anime visuals. It looks very interesting. It features a girl named Anne and her.
She's forgotten.
Yeah, she's forgotten, I guess. And after
it kind of reminds me of Broken Age.
Yeah, I could see that. After that is Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux coming to 3DS on May 15th. I don't really have any reference to this series. Like, I've only played the Persona games because Persona is a spin-off of this series, but is very disconnect now because of when Persona 3 came out. So I got nothing.
Yeah. The trailer doesn't give away much either.
Yeah, it's the most anime game I've ever seen. Has all the anime. After that is Far Lone Sales coming to PC on May 17th. I don't know why, but this game kind of reminds me of like Limbo and Inside Out. It has that like kind of vibe to it. Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Looks like a point and click style adventure game. Puzzle solving, that kind of stuff.
My kind of game.
That's cool. Yeah, exactly. Me too. I'm for it.
After that is Fox and Forest. This was originally a Kickstarter project back in 2016. It takes you back to like the 16-bit era. It's very of that a game of that era, but done in that art style for this generation.
Very Castlevania.
Yeah, and like the big mechanic in this game, it lets you like change seasons. So it's
Zelda meets Castlevania.
Yeah, and maybe get it for a Nintendo Switch so you can switch the seasons.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
Just end the show now.
Yeah,
Dad jokes now or what?
Yeah. I only have 2 jokes written, and that was the last one. So.
Wait, you wrote these?
No, I didn't write them. I just said I just have it down like say Jeff Worthy joke, say Switch joke.
Okay. You wrote your cues in.
Shoot from the hip, attaboy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And last but certainly not least is World Adrift coming to PC on May 17th. This has been in early access for a while. It's a community craft MMO that takes place in a shattered world.
Because there's not enough of those.
Yeah. It's just it's a very crafty kind of game, I guess. It's it's Minecraft, but it looks different, but it's a game.
Certainly a game.
And that's it for game releases.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis.
No problem.
Right on. Well, I would say that almost wraps it up for this episode. But before we sign off, we're going to announce the winner of our very first contest. We had
so many entries.
So many. Goodness.
All of them.
I think it easily all the entries. Yeah, it took us easily hours to go through the millions of entries for this contest. And so we have our winner. It's Kenny.
Yay, Kenny!
A game of his choice. So we'll reach out. We'll reach out to you. His was an email entry, so we'll send him an email, and let him have his pick of what he'd like for his game prize. All right. Well, with that, I would say it's time for us to go through where we can find each other online. So, Steph, let's start with you.
You can find me on pretty much everything as at Maple Thistles. I'm streaming irregularly, so follow me on Twitter to see when I stream on Mixer. Mostly Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Nice. Josh?
You can find me at pixelserial.com or on Twitter at Xbox Canada. That's it. That's all.
Cool. Steve?
You can find me on Twitter at svigvari. That's it.
Dennis?
You can find me on Twitter at hunter/13. I'm on there. Follow me. Appreciate it.
Nice. You can grab me on Twitter as well. I'm at Reggie Fizameme. You can also grab me on Reddit under the username of Trainass. You can find me there. And if you can also check out our website, which is CanadianGeekCST.wixsite.com/home, where you'll be able to find links to each of our online profiles, as well as each of the previous episodes of the podcast. So be sure to tune in next week, where we're going to discuss even more things geeky. We're going to build into our E3 episode, and we're also going to discuss why pineapple is the worst topping on pizza in history.
Nope. Just nope.
I'm grilling pineapple today on the barbecue.
I don't think it's the worst topic.
Yeah, anchovies is really the worst one.
True.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Have you ever had mushrooms infused with anchovies?
No.
Can't
On
say.
pizza? That's actually pretty good.
Nope. You're wrong.
That's it, yeah. That'll be on the next Canadian Geekcast.